Hey y'all. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Ebony. Today we're doing a book review on Think as a Man Thinketh. And the section that we're on is the thought factor in achievement. You could grab your book on PDF version. Just go to Google, put in As a Man Thinketh, and the PDF version will pop up. And I'll go ahead and put a link down in the bottom in the description of the video. If you like the book, go ahead and put a comment down below and let me know if you like the book, if you read it. Tell me your thoughts on it below. Okay, we'll go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of the book, of this video. And the section that we're going over today is the thought factor in achievement. Okay, and the first thing that I have highlighted here, you guys, on this, oh my. Okay, so I just looked at my highlights on this section, and obviously this section must be your winner because the it's just all highlighted. And yeah, so I'll just try to pick out the best what I want to share with you guys instead of, because yeah, this must be my favorite portion of the book because it's just all highlighted. So I'll just share with you guys the best key notes that I want to share. Okay, tell me if you guys like this section too. Is it all highlighted on your book too? Okay, all that a man achieves and all that he fails to achieve is the direct result of his own thoughts. In a justly ordered universe where loss of ecpos would mean total destruction, individual responsibility must be absolute. A man's weakness and strength, purity and impurity are his own and not another's man's. They are brought about by himself and not by another, and they can only be altered by himself. Okay. So what this is saying is that our thoughts are our responsibility. What we think is purely up to us. I can't change your thoughts. You can't change my thoughts. So we have to take responsibility for what we're thinking. And if it is garbage, we should throw the garbage away and replace it with something that's more pure. We know when we're thinking bad thoughts because the way we're feeling will change. So you cannot think a bad thought and feel good, right? So we can monitor our thoughts by how we're feeling. The only time you feel bad is when your thoughts are bad. Okay? The next section that I want to share is a strong man cannot help a weaker unless that weaker is willing to be helped. And even when the weak man must become strong of himself, he must, by his own efforts, develop the strength which he admires in another. None but himself can alter his conditions. So this section, it reminds me of, when you're on a plane and they tell you that in event of an emergency or we need oxygen, the oxygen masks are gonna fall. Now, if you're there on the plane, it's you and your children, or you and your husband, or you and your girlfriend, and the masks fall down, right? So who do you put that mask on first? Yourself. You have to put it on yourself and then help others around you first. The reason why is because you can't help somebody if you don't have no oxygen to help them. So if you're putting a mask on somebody and the mask isn't on yourself, it's like pouring from a cup that's not full. So you have to be strong in order to help someone else. But not only that, someone else has to want the help. So if I'm going to put a mask on somebody and they don't want the mask on them, then there's nothing that I can do, because they're going to move, they're going to wiggle, they're going to shake. There's nothing that I can do. There's nothing that you can do. So we try to help people, but if they do not want the help, there's nothing that you can do. There's only so much that can be done. So a strong man cannot help a weaker unless that weaker is willing to be helped. And even when a weak man must become strong of himself, he must be his own efforts. Develop the strength of which he admires in another. None but himself can alter his condition. It has been unusual for a man to think and to say, many men are slaves because one is an oppressor. Let us hate the oppressor. Now, however, there is amongst an increasing few tendencies to reverse this judgment and to say one man is an oppressor because many are slaves. Let us despise the slaves. The truth is the oppressor and the slaves are cooperators in ignorance, and while seeming to afflict each other, are inflicting themselves. A perfect knowledge perceives the action of law in the weakness of the oppressed and the misapplied power of the oppressor. A perfect love, seeing the suffering which both states entails, condemns neither. A perfect compassion embraces both oppressor and oppressed. You cannot have one without the other. You cannot have one without the other. He who has conquered weakness and has put away all selfish thoughts belongs neither to oppressed nor oppressed. He is free. A man can only rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. He can only remain weak and abject and miserable by refusing to lift up his thoughts. We have to monitor our thoughts. If we feel bad, pay attention to our thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts. When I feel bad, I go to my thoughts and I fix my thoughts. It's amazing what putting on a piece of music that you enjoy, or saying some affirmations, or doing something that you love to do, how you could change your mood. You are in control of your mood. You are in control of how you're feeling. You are in control. Before a man can achieve anything, even in worldly things, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal things. He may not, in order to see, give up all selfishness by any means, but a portion of the mind at least he must sacrifice. A man whose first thought is be still indulged could neither think clearly nor plan methodically. There can be no progress, no achievement without sacrifice, and a man's worldly success will be in the measure that he sacrifices his confused animal thoughts. We have to tame our thoughts. We have to tame our thoughts. We have to sacrifice taming our thoughts to get the wealth, to get the health, to get the traveling, to get the partner, to get everything that we want in our desires, our wildest desires. We have to sacrifice negative thoughts. The universe does not favor the greedy, the dishonest. Although on the mere surface it may sometimes appear to do so, it helps the honest. All the great teachers of the ages have declared varied forms, and to prove, know that a man has but to persist in making himself more and more virtuous by lifting up his thoughts. Every teaching goes back to thoughts. Everything goes back to our thoughts. Our thoughts are is ground zero. It's ground zero. That's one of the reasons why I picked this as one of my first book reviews, is because this book is ground zero towards any self-development journey that you go on. As a Man Thinketh, I read this book thousands of times. It's an easy read. It's also on Amazon Kindle. So whenever you have free time, you can have it just on the Kindle to read it. It's an easy read. It's a fast read, and it has so many nuggets in it. And every time you read it, you find something different. It's so amazing. A man may raise to high success in the world and even to lofty altitudes in the spiritual realm, and again descend into weakness by allowing arrogant, selfish, and corrupt thoughts to take possession of him. No matter how high you go, if your thoughts are not there, you can't stay there. You cannot maintain it. You cannot. No matter how much weight you lose, you gain it back if your thoughts are not proper, because you cannot maintain it. No matter how much money, no matter how good of a relationship you're in, if your thoughts are not there, you will ruin it. Our thoughts are so fundamental in self-development. All achievements, whether in the business, spiritual world, the result of definitely directed thoughts, are governed by the same law and are of the same method. The only difference lies in the object of attainment. He who would accomplish little must sacrifice little. He who would achieve much must sacrifice much. He who would attain highly must sacrifice greatly. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tell me what you guys think about this book. What you guys think about this chapter. Have you grabbed your copy yet? Have you read it? Tell me what you think about this book. All right. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this video. I really appreciate you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. The next portion of the book is called Visions and Ideals. So we're going to just go ahead and do the meats and potatoes, kind of like we did this video. On that portion of the book, again, this is Think and Grow Rich. I'm sorry, this is not Think and Grow Rich. Oh no, this is As a Man Thinketh. I like Think and Grow Rich as well, but this is As a Man Thinketh. And again, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you on my next video. I'll go ahead. There is another video that's before this video, and I'll make sure I'll put it in the comments for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave me a message below. And thanks so much for stopping by, and you have the rest of a good day or night, whatever it is where you're at. Okay, bye for now.